Welcome to West is Best, a 3-month trip to the most remote regions Australia has to offer. The 60 is taking us all over from New South Wales to Western Australia so we can explore this rugged terrain. But things quickly turn around as we face problem after problem. Yeah, the trip is cancelled. A lot of preparation went into this trip. The car itself took 6 years to build and got finally registered in March this year. It took 6 weeks for my boyfriend and his dad to build the canopy and toolboxes. And in July, it was time for us to head off to WA. But first, we had to cover 4,000 kilometers until we reach our actual starting point of the trip, Kununurra. The plan was to drive the 4,000 kilometers in just under a week. We wanted to be in WA as quick as possible and just see a few things here and there on the way. We are leaving Port Augusta behind us after 2.5 days of driving, and from here the scenery is noticeably changing. It gets flatter, emptier, vaster and a little bit warmer. We both have seen quite a bit of Australia before, and especially places like New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland and South Australia, because it's closer to home. But one place I haven't seen yet is Coober, Pedy, so I was very excited to have a quick look around town. I was especially interested in the underground houses that this town is very well known for, but also just to get the feeling of a town that is so remote and just has a special vibe to itself.
When did we make it so cold? The air is too thick to breathe. I wonder when you're coming home at 4:05. Just where have you been? I can tell from your breath that you've been drinking. Lying seems so easy to you. Just wanna know what you're thinking. Nothing comes easy when it comes to you. You said you wanted to know me, but did you even try?
We are leaving Coober Pedy behind us, and besides your occasional train, there's not much to see out here.
Remember all those good times? Was it all just a scene? Now all we do is put out the fires. It's not how we used to be. I can sit here and talk about the memories, but I guess that's not what you wanna do. So I just...
After a fill-up in Alice Springs, we are reaching the Tanami Desert. It is the shortest road between Central Australia and the Kimberleys, and is spanning nearly over 26 million hectares across the Northern Territory and Western Australia. This will be the most remote trek of our entire trip.
It's not alright. It's not alright. When did we make it so cold? The air is too thick to breathe. You remember all those good times? Was it all just a scene? You said you wanted to know, see, but did you even try? 'Cause all you do is find new ways to hurt.
Did you see the kick?
When you just wanna act like it's fine, but it's not alright. It's not alright. No, it's not alright.
No way. Honestly, we didn't expect the Tanami to be like this. A very recently finished tar road that is very easy to drive on. But we knew sooner or later we would reach the unseated part of the Tanami Desert. So we are down, and from here our journey will sound a little bit like this. There's so many camels there! Yeah! We made it to WA, and someone took the sign, I would say. The Northern Territory one is right there. No WA sign. Little did we know that with crossing the WA border, the trip would take a turn we didn't see coming at all. So what had happened? When we stopped in that little town to have a look at the start of the Canning stock route, we smelled oil under the car, stopped immediately, and figured out that the auto hose had a crack. To then find out we didn't have the right size hose with us. The hose is important because it goes into the cooler. We had to bypass it and just wanted to make it out of the town. It was putting us on edge. Dogs running around, people are screaming. the next town, Halls Creek, was 175 kilometers away. We had to make it. Well, we didn't. The car overheated, we lost drive in roadworks. A truckie stopped and offered help and his Starlink, which we were very grateful for. But after hearing the oil in the gearbox boiling, there was nothing a Starlink could have done to fix it. We had to wait for the oil to cool down and see if the car would still drive. We arrived in Halls Creek, lucky. We made it, and we just stopped at a mechanic or a parts spare place and can hopefully get a hose. And yeah, the shocks are also leaking oil. And yeah, but we made it into town, which is good, I guess. It was a very interesting day. But no dramas, because we've got enough food for 3 weeks. We've got enough water for a few weeks. It wasn't bad, but just a bit annoying, I guess. 4 days into a trip and, something major like that happens. But I mean, what do you do? Halls Creek, interesting place. We've got police parked next to us. And it looks like they've got a Starlink mounted to the roof. I guess you need it here. We didn't have service for pretty much 2 days, but yeah, we made it into WA. Rough start, but yeah, still happy to be here. The plan now was to flush the oil out with the new oil we bought in Halls Creek, and we were hoping that that would get rid of the really bad smell of the boiled oil, and that it didn't damage the gearbox. Our roles here were pretty clear. Thomas is the one that's fixing the car, and I'm making us food. So this is where we are right now. We came from Halls Creek yesterday, and from down here, this is where we broke down the first time. And the next time was somewhere along the road. And yeah, the problem is right now here we don't have service, and we need to make a call to find out if we can get shocks in Kununurra, if he can send them to us, which is up here. So it's still, that's like a 5.5 hour drive. And we just had a look in Warman or whatever it's called. It has a phone, so we can hopefully make a call there. I would have never thought that we would have a look for a phone like that, but I mean, that's the situation right now. We made a phone call from our neighbor over there yesterday. Very nice dude. Let us make a call with his phone. We can't get a hold of the other guy for the shocks, so we need another phone, and we have to see from there if we can even go to the Bangabangals or not. Otherwise we drive up to Kununurra and get some shocks there, and hopefully we still be able to do the gib, but we see from there. At this point the car smelled fine again, and it was driving okay as well. And the reason why we wanted to drive to Warman to make that phone call is because we wanted to find out about the shock, so we could do the Bangabangals, then drive out and then go to Kununurra, and not go to Kununurra, Bangabangals, and then back to Kununurra. That was the plan originally. We made the phone call, we still couldn't get a hold of that guy, so we decided to drive to Kununurra. It is a 3.5 hour drive, but we thought we probably need more parts than what we thought. So best case is to drive to Kununurra, get some more parts and see what happens, and then later on drive back down to the Bangabangals. Okay, so we are in Kununurra. We decided to not do the Bangabangits for now. We're gonna drive back to the Bangabangits in probably 2 days. We just want to go to Kununurra to get the hose that we still don't have for the gearbox and to get a new shock because the shock is leaking oil and we can't get a hold of that guy from that shop in Queensland. And he would probably need to send it to us, and that will possibly take more than a week because this is a really remote place and we don't want to wait that long, and we can just get another shock and then hopefully that will do the job until we maybe get a new one from that guy in Queensland. But we made it to Kununurra and the car's driving good. It's literally just the shock now that makes problems and the aircon is not working, but I mean that's not like an issue with the car though. We could re-gas it, but yeah, it's just not a worry at the moment. I'm gonna stay tonight in Kununurra and just do a free camp outside of the town. So Thomas is taking the car apart. And I'm doing emails on my home office desk.